we should give the Lions, they face the Ravens, who have the best defense in football, statistically allowing 14 points a game. You have a team that gets pressure on the quarterback, even with that great offensive line. When you have somebody like a Patrick Queen, you have a
Roquan.
You got a Roquan Smith in there. Great addition by the Ravens, by the way.
Yeah.
In that secondary, highly coveted.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of that defense is incredible. And so for the Lions, this game slipped away from them very quickly. I won't press the panic alert by any means. This is a great team. This is the last really tough game they have really until the end of the season. But for the Ravens, this is a team that I feel like I haven't really given enough respect to this year because they had that clunky game against the Steelers. It's the Steelers. It's a division game.
Yeah.
But for Lamar Jackson, got to give him his flowers. A lot of criticism in the past with his passing abilities. It felt like he was always a rush first quarterback. And with his injuries the last 2 years, I think he's kind of taken a step back. The Ravens actually got him some receivers, some personnel around him. And now he's going to be in that MVP conversation. And we're going to go over that later in the show, kind of where that aligns. But he's a guy where next to Patrick Mahomes, there's a Lamar Jackson where when he's at his best, he is unstoppable. Unstoppable. And this is one of those games, just an absolute Lamar Jackson masterclass. This is why he's a top 5 quarterback. And absolutely cannot take anything away from Lamar this game, especially beating up on a Lions defense that is one of the best in the league. Bravo to Lamar Jackson. Deserves all his praises and him developing as a quarterback at this point.
Yeah, Lamar this season has been one of the better quarterbacks in the league, if not the best quarterback, because we've seen all the quarterbacks. He had the tough game versus the Steelers. Patrick Mahomes has a tough game versus the Lions and a pretty clunky game versus the Jets as well. So it's like there's no real runaway in the MVP conversation. I feel like Lamar Jackson is working with a new offensive coordinator. He's learning a new system and it's more spread out where before they were utilizing 2-3 tight end sets and now they're going more 3 wide with the receivers. And then it's less focused on the tight end, more getting the ball outside the numbers. So it's like you also have to build chemistry with Aguilar, have to build chemistry with OBJ. You're building chemistry with a rookie here. So those are 3 new guys that you're learning to get involved in the offense. So it shouldn't surprise anyone that this offense took until week 7 that you're like, holy shit, they're going to be running over people. My one concern, though, I want to see them in a tough situation and come back, because I feel like with the Ravens, my one issue has been when Lamar Jackson needs to press and he needs that drive at the end of the game. I've never necessarily feared that he was just going to march the ball down the field. So I want to see him down by a touchdown or 2, because this is great. You win up 3 touchdowns, you front run on this team, and then not to rain on the parade, but it's like, I want to see you be more than a front runner. I want to see you in a duel with Patty Mahomes, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow. Like, let's see what that looks like, because when I saw you in a duel with Kenny Pickett, he outgunned you.
Yeah, that's no doubt about it. In the past, he's had some great matchups with Patrick Mahomes. I think this Ravens team is, you put him next to the Chiefs, and this is probably the second best team in the AFC at this point. You can argue the Jags in that conversation as well, but great team all around, great defense. And I think this is Lamar's chance. If he wants to get a Super Bowl, this is the team to do it with that defense. Best defense in football currently. You have a great scheme there. And then offensively, I think this is the best talent he's had around him. That's including injuries to his running back position as well. So I think when we get to the playoffs, when we start to see the quarterbacks start to move a little bit more, Lamar Jackson's going to be right there. And I think this should be the season he should at least make it to a title game, maybe make it to Arrowhead for the Arrowhead Invitational. But this is best team around him, and if come playoff time they lose, it's going to be a really disappointing season. I think this is an AFC title team, if not a Super Bowl team.